Well, ladies, today's our last podcast. I'm so excited to share today's information with you. And we are going to talk about, your wardrobe restyle and see if I can't help give you some tips and tricks to put together 3 outfits so you have a fresh look for when you get on stage or on Zoom or maybe go to a live event. Whatever it is you're doing in your life, I'm hoping the information you learned here will inspire you and help you just feel refreshed and have fun. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you had to attend an important meeting or some new function, but you felt like your outfit didn't really represent that version of you very well? But you went in and had to put something on anyway. My girlfriend says sometimes she would go in and find her best, worst outfit. So she felt like she, looked good to go. And I think sometimes we do the best we can, right? We're communicating something with why what we're wearing. And we all want to just feel like we're confident so we can walk into any situation. So I just want to share a little bit about how I actually ended up doing this business. And I was in a new area, started building a new wardrobe, not a wardrobe, started building a style business in doing hair. Been a hairstylist for a long, long time. And one of my new clients um, asked me if I would do the hair for her speaking event. I was doing her and her husband's hair, and we both were in a program together where we both lost a lot of weight because we both were unhappy with how we looked. And that started my own transformation from there on. So I said, sure, I'd love to come help her. So I went as she was working with an image stylist because in her business, people don't get on her stage unless they're dressed in alignment with who they were born to be and have the right color palette that fits who they are. So the stylist would tell me, Patsy, this person's an air, her shape is round. Would you give her this hairstyle? Great. So she explained that there's air, fire, water, and earth, and each one has a shape and it aligns with your hairstyle, the style of clothing, a lot of parts of who you are. And I was fascinated by that. So she'd say, Patsy, give him this. I would do that. Give him a bang. Great. Give him an A-line. Whatever that she suggested I do that would align with that one element, I did that. And when I got done, she said, oh my gosh, this is great. So my friend Susan said, hey, Patsy, she'll color type you in the elements if you want. I said, oh no, I know how to look good. I've had my colors done a long time ago. Well, before, I had been color typed as a winter in the seasonal color typing because I had olive skin, dark brown hair, and dark brown eyes, and that just made me a winter. So I wore those clothes for 20 plus years, blacks and jewel tones. And I came with purple highlights and my black on, which was not unusual for hairdressers to wear all the time. And she goes, but Patsy, you've been complaining to me a lot. She said, what if what you're wearing is stopping me from working with you? And I was struggling building my business. And I thought, okay, fine, I'll do it to make you happy. But I don't want to be a fire. Well, I ended up being a fire. And if you heard my story before, but I'll just tell it again. And I didn't want to be a fire. And so the stylist explained that each one of the 4 elements have character traits. And the character trait of a fire is a mover and shaker. And she goes, Patsy, they move things forward, they get things done. And when she said that, I knew that was kind of me. I call it my personality, but it's way more than my personality. And a lot of my clients say that I dress according to their personality, but it has an alignment with who you're being in the world already, your natural gifts and character traits. And she goes, Patsy, if you could just see how great you looked. I thought, oh, brother. She goes, let's do this. Let's go shopping in a consignment store, buy a few tops. And if people don't treat you differently, you don't have to do this. I thought, okay, all right, I'll go. So bought a few tops, and every time I wore them to work, my clients would go, oh, you look pretty. Oh, you look really nice today, Patsy. And I thought, whoa. The owner of the salon came up to me about a week later. She goes, what are you doing differently? You look amazing. I thought, oh my gosh. So I realized that I looked different, and people started complimenting me on how I looked, not my outfit or not my hairstyle. So that fascinated me, and I decided to get trained to be a stylist. And as I was being trained, the woman got very ill. I managed her business for 2 years, and then she sold me the business 6 years ago. So I find God has a sense of humor. I didn't even want to get color typed, but it was so life-changing for my business and how people saw me and how easily I connected with people. I wanted to share that with my clients and with other people. And it was fascinating to wear something and people go, wow, you look beautiful. You look radiant. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, people never complimented me looking that way. It was usually on what I was wearing. I thought, whoa, this is life-changing. So as I was, getting trained as a stylist and start adding this to my wardrobe, people now that I was out and about with in person started wanting to work with me. Like they saw something different in me. I got compliments everywhere I went. So I started doing the work. I manifested a makeover studio, which I could do their hair color, I could help with their makeup, I could do their new hairstyle, the one with their element. And my clients started giving me their gently used clothes. And I'll be darned if I didn't have a little section where I could sell to the women that those were the right styles and colors for them. And then I bought a few new accessories to go with it. It was the funnest thing I think I'd ever done, realizing, wow, this aligns with the gift I've been given by God to do hair for the last umpteen zillion years, which I've always loved doing. Now I could service the whole woman, a head to toe makeover. And it was just fascinating. I work with a few men, but I have to say, women are my passion. So COVID came along and closed me down because I had a salon. So I thought, very funny, God, now what do I do? Anyway, I got this vision one day, I feel like from God, to do it virtually because here I was on the Hollywood squares of networking online on the computer. And I could see how a lot of people, entrepreneurs, had no idea that what you wore really mattered, how people connect with you, how they looked. So I thought, okay, maybe this is how I need to do this. So I stepped into that adventure and put together a color typing virtual fabric and makeup kit and did a beta testing, and it worked. Like I could do people anywhere. So now I have clients all over the world, which blows my mind. But I realized that a lot of us, we really don't know what to wear, and we don't know that it matters. So what you wear reveals a lot about you. We talked about that in the first podcast. And the second thing is, what colors you wear matter because, of course, color has energy. And I had no idea what energy I was bringing to the room when I was wearing things. People couldn't connect with me when I wore black. I actually was hiding in plain sight. So my heart and goal is to help women really dress in alignment with who they are, to have the right, perfect, best color palette. And so whenever they shop or get dressed, they look beautiful, no matter what they're wearing, whether it's casual or business or whatever. So I just want you to know it's not hard to do that when you understand the impact this is going to have for you. So I just want you to consider that, think about what you're wearing today. You know, what energy do you think you're bringing to the day or to the room? Like what space are you in? Sometimes that people said it affects their mood. They can pick a color that really affects their mood. Sometimes they can wear a brighter color and it lifts their mood. I don't know how you shop or dress according to who you're being in the world, but I want you to realize that you can know exactly the energy you want to bring to the room, right? You can know that perfectly. And I'll share this story with you about Katie. So when I first started in this work, I worked with a gal that did marketing, and we color typed her, and she ended up being an air, which is the bright spring colors. And I went to her house, and we actually color typed her husband also. But we looked at her wardrobe, and over half her closet was the right colors. She just was wearing a few of the wrong colors. So what I recommended is she change up her hairstyle, which she could do without going to get a cut. She just changed the way she wore it and made sure she had the right blush and lip color. So then one day she calls me, she said, Patsy, she said, I just went to a networking event last night. And she said, I had this woman come up to me. She goes, I love how you look. What do you do? She explained, and she goes, oh, yeah, I love how you look. She said, can I have your card? I think I want to work with you. And the lady standing behind her said, I like your look too. Can I have your business card also? She goes, Patsy, how does that work? I said, Katie, I can't tell you, except for I know something about the energy of color. And when you're aligned, wearing your very best signature colors, people can connect with you easier. That's what happened in my business, and that's what it's obviously happening with yours. She said she started wearing all of those colors, even doing phone calls, and she felt a whole different shift in her energy, which I thought was quite fascinating. I really love that, right? I think it's so much fun to know that you get dressed and you feel great, right? But we don't know sometimes what our best colors are. We have a few things that we like to wear. And like we talked before, that 25% of our wardrobe, less than 20% of our wardrobe, we don't even wear. And we don't even know why. And that happens to be the natural average. So just think about that. So I really feel like that it would be fun to share a few tips with you so we can start working on your wardrobe, right? And so you found your favorite go-to outfit that you usually wear for networking. And then yesterday we talked about the magic of color and how the energy it brings to the room. But this is what I want you to think about today. So what I'd like you to do is to go into your closet. You can do that while you're listening to me, maybe, and pick out 3 or 4 medium solid color tops. And the reason I say that is that when you're wearing patterns, it's very distracting to the eye. And so when you're on Zoom and you don't have much time to talk, or people are looking at you, you want them to look at your face. You want them to wonder, what does she do? What does she have to talk about? And you don't want them to look solely at your outfit. So medium colors are really the best. The other thing I encourage you not to wear, besides patterns, is black or white. Black is a very intense color, and when you wear it, you can kind of look like you have a floating head. Even if it's in your color palette, I don't think it's a great color to wear on stage or Zoom. It has its place and its purpose. So, and then white, when you're on Zoom or on stage and the lights hit you, it actually can make you look a little bigger. And nobody wants that either. So by wearing solid medium colors when you're speaking is probably the best tip I'm ever going to give you, because then people are looking at you right from your head to toe. We talked about, your hairstyle in the first, and then your lip color, and like looking in alignment, looking like you've got your act together. I know talking about your wardrobe is a very personal thing, but nobody's really talking about it. And yet it has a huge impact on your business. According to Harvard Business School, people make an assessment about you in the first 3 to 5 seconds they see you, and 50% is on what you're wearing. So think about that. If you know what to wear, you don't even have to worry about it anymore, because you can go to your wardrobe, you know what energy you want to bring to the room, or at least wear a solid color, and you're going to look good, right? You're going to look good. So that's really a key. Also, when you get dressed, I want you to look at yourself in a full-length mirror. I want you to look and see, do I see me or do I see my outfit first? You can even squint your eyes if you want, right? But you should look good from head to toe, right? When you walk out of the room, you ought to ask yourself, do I look like a rock star? Yeah, I do. So when you do that, when you walk out of your bedroom and you know how good you feel in what you're wearing, you don't have to think about you anymore. You can put your energy into the day, to the clients that you're working with, the people you're around. You can just relax and be you. That is such a great gift to give to the world. And this is one of the things my mentor taught me. She said that when you are aligned and wearing your right colors, it's a gift you give to the world, because then you're giving them permission to connect with you. People want to connect with you. I mean, that's business is about connection. And the easier we can make it for people to connect with us and look our very best, the easier we're going to be able to build our business, the quicker we're going to be able to make sales, the more confident we're going to be, we're going to know our identity. It's going to align with our image and our brand. And then you can go out there and give you the message to the world that's going to impact it so you can make that offer with confidence. And people are waiting to see how you can serve them. They want you to solve their problems, right? So I just encourage you to be sure you think about when you're confident and looking great and your identity is in alignment with who you are, it's not hard to go out there and impact the world with your message. I think it's so powerful. So I don't know if you've ever thought about an outfit that you have that you wear that you get compliments all the time. And I want you to think about that or even look at it. And what is it about that outfit? How do you feel in that outfit? Do you feel confident? I'll bet you do, because you probably go and wear that more often because people notice how nice you look. Is it your best color? I don't know. But obviously it looks good, or people wouldn't be complimenting you. I had one guy, this Paul, that it just was so resistant to wearing his colors. He's a fire. And when I was at this event with my speaking coach and we worked together, I love working with other coaches. We color typed him as a fire and he found a bunch of shirts, but then he wasn't really sure. He'd kind of go back to his old go-to clothes. And so when my friend was working with him online, she goes, you have to go put on one of your shirts. I can't connect with you. So he would always make sure he showed up with the right shirt. And then one day in this class, he said, okay, I may be in the slow learner club, but I get it. I get now that it's not whether I like the color or not, it's whether I look great in the color or not, and you can connect with me. He said it finally makes sense to me. And that's what I want for you, is to know you may not even like the color, but if the color likes you and people see you and connect with you, wouldn't that be great, valuable information to know? I love helping people discover that, right? So the other thing that's really important when you walk out of your bedroom or you get on Zoom or on stage is to smile. It's the most beautiful thing you can wear, right? I think it's just the most beautiful thing you can wear. So remember, people want to connect with you. I want to share a story with you from one of my clients I did, I think last year. She did one of my academies, and I love this. I'm going to read you the testimony she gave me because it's so long, but here's what she said. Working with Patsy Sanders allowed me to understand my inner essence and appreciate the unique dimensions from other women. By aligning my clothing, accessories, and shoes with my essence, I experienced an energetic change and noticed a shift in the way others were interacting with me. I received unsolicited compliments, acknowledging my beauty, my vibrancy, and even likening me to an actress. Working with Patsy was so transformative and enjoyable. It was an enjoyable journey towards feeling good about my self-presentation. If you desire authentic transformation and want to be the best version of yourself, drawing in the right clients, making great new friends, or attracting the perfect soulmate, working with an image stylist can help you achieve that. Embracing your essence allows you to radiate your inner beauty into the world. Isn't that lovely? That's my goal, is to have you be so self-confident that you feel beautiful and that you can go shopping anytime you need to by using my 3 pillars. And the first pillar is this. First thing we do is reveal your essence. We feel what your element is and your character traits. We do a session on that. The second one is learning how to shop with your color palette. And where do you shop? What is your style? What look are you going for? And where do we find those clothes? Because shopping is a process that you have to go through, right? Because every season the styles and looks change. You have to know what to add, when to add things to your wardrobe to build this, impact wardrobe that we're going to do for you, right? And the third is to really create that 20-piece impact wardrobe. So no matter what you're doing, you know you've got 20 pieces in your wardrobe that you can get dressed at any time, being asked to speak, to travel, to do whatever you do in a heartbeat. Nothing is better than having a wardrobe that you can go to and know exactly what you're going to wear. I don't know if you've ever been invited to something and realize that you don't have the shoes to go with it, or shoot, I need to get a jacket. It's wintertime, or whatever it is. I take all the guesswork out of that and work with you side by side, helping you constantly in sessions together to be able to get you to over the finish line. So you know that no matter what you do or what invitation you might get or any place you're going to go, you're going to look absolutely beautiful as your authentic self, having a wardrobe that aligns with who you are being in the world today. So I'd love to have a conversation with you. If you're interested in that, you can go to embracingyouressence.com at Coaches Console. And there's going to be a link for you to be able to do that in the emails. So I just want to have a conversation with you. Let's talk about these 3 outfits. So I want you to go through and pick out 3 different outfits that you can put together and see if you can do something not using black. Do you have a jacket that goes with the top, or a sweater? Do you have maybe a scarf or some really pretty jewelry? I really believe that if you have 3/4 length or long sleeves, you do not have to wear a jacket. But if you are speaking on stage, you have to know your audience and know what the dress code would be for that event. So you feel like you're in alignment with it. So each time you get on stage or you're in a Zoom room, know what the heartbeat of what that organization is before you get dressed in the morning. Find it out from the hostess, or, if you've probably been to some of those events, you'll know what you need to know. So think about your wardrobe. Think about who you're being and what you're wearing. Do you feel beautiful? Do you feel confident? Do you feel like your wardrobe really aligns with your identity of who you are and the work you're doing in the world? And do you feel like you're going to impact the world in such a big way because you're so confident in who you're being in the world and how beautiful you are, just as your authentic self? That's what I'm hoping for you. I'd love to talk to you about those 3 pillars, but most of all, I would love to see those 3 outfits. So you might want to text me like I've talked on the first wardrobe, the first, not wardrobe, in the first podcast, is like, I'd love for you to text me those 3 pictures of the outfits you created, each one individually, and tell me why you like these. Maybe put a little note right there. I love wearing this because. And then, what percentage of your closet do you actually wear on a regular basis, to be honest with us, right? And do you understand why you're not wearing them? Sometimes we change sizes. Sometimes we change our lifestyle. Maybe you're not doing the same job you did before. Lots of reasons. I'm happy to hear all of those, right? So you're going to text me at 707-889-9600. I'm going to write that down again. 707-889-9600. Be sure you tell me your name, and I would love to talk to you about these outfits. So make an appointment with me on Let's Connect. Let's talk about those outfits, and we can maybe look and see what you have else that might be a good mix and match for those things until we work further. So I would love to have a chance to chat with you. I hope you've had fun listening to this podcast series, and I just pray that you had a blessing on your business.